I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is actually a PayPal request from Sherlock Bond. Thank you so much for that. If anyone ever wants to request a movie review or a topic or review of pretty much anything, whether it's something or re-review or whatever, you can feel free to send it to my PayPal, which is in the info box down below. Or if you're interested in joining me on my Patreon, the link to that is down below as well. And the film he wanted me to review was Gigli. Now, I think he expected a full-on rant. And I'm sure most people who see this title expect it to be a full-on rant. But I don't hate this movie. I never did. I saw this back in the day when it came on a DVD. I think... I'm trying to remember at the time. Actually, it might have been a few years after it was out on DVD. Yeah, it might have been quite a few years because I heard so much horrible things about it. And then I probably waited until I started working at a video store. This is like over 10 years ago. And hey, it's just for free, rented it. I heard so many horrible things and I watch it and I go, where is this god-awful film I've been hearing about? Because it's not a great movie. I can't recall it really that good of a movie. It's a bit overlong. There's a side character that's mentally handicapped that, I don't know, might be a bit more of a, this is too much of a movie kind of mentally handicapped. That's not, are they, because you have that strip line of, is this, did they actually do research on this or are they embellishing it? But I thought it was a harmless time waster. For the most part, I like the cast. And I'm a Ben Affleck fan. I don't mind Jennifer Lopez. I liked her in Anaconda, Out of Sight. I'm a big Ben Affleck fan, whether it be I like the film Paycheck, Daredevil, especially the director's cut. A lot of the stuff he did with Kevin Smith, like Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma. I like Phantoms. It's a flawed movie, but I liked it. There's a lot of Ben Affleck films I enjoy. And this one, again, it has its flaws. It has its flaws, believe me. It's not hilarious. There are moments where, again, the gist of the story is Ben Affleck is a guy that roughs people up for money that they owe to other people. Pretty much the job Rocky had in the first Rocky film. How about break your thumbs? That kind of guy. But Ben Affleck's character does have a good heart to him. The job he's hired for next is to kidnap this prostitute's brother, and the brother happens to be mentally handicapped. But the guy then is not sure if he could trust Ben Affleck to do this right, so he hires a second person, which is Jennifer Lopez, so they're both watching this guy. And the mentally handicapped guy, I think he has Tourette's. I believe that's what they said, and he's always talking about Baywatch. Jennifer Lopez's character is gay, and then Ben Affleck and her, of course, have friction, then they fall in love, and I'm like, wow, this is the second film where it's about a gay woman, and Ben Affleck turns or at least has a gay woman fall for him. Because he did that in Chasing Amy, which Chasing Amy is a better written movie than this. It's a better written movie. If there's a major flaw, I would go with the script. But I like Ben Affleck. I like Jennifer Lopez. They were in love when they did this. I didn't get caught up in the tabloids because I didn't give a shit. Because when this came out, 2003? I was barely on the internet. I barely looked up stuff on the internet, and no one in my vicinity or workplace knew any fucking thing about it, and so I never paid attention, never knew all that what was it? Benifer, never knew any of that. And this film, once in a while, got a couple little smirks and a chuckle or two here and there. And again, I'm watching this, I'm like, where is this 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb? The worst fucking comedy of all time. Richard Roper said it was number 7 in his 100 worst films of the decade. I watch this, I'm going, if you think this is a bad comedy, actually no, you just say it's a bad comedy. But if you think this is one of the worst comedies of all time, fuck. Let alone one of the worst films of all time. Not just comedy. People call this one of the worst films of all time. You think this is one of the worst films of all time? I don't know why I'm looking like Robert De Niro. You talking to me? You talking to me? You think this is one of the worst comedies of all time? What do you think of that? To steal a bit from Ben Stiller and Meet the Parents. What do you think of that? And yeah, I don't know why I'm looking like Robert De Niro. Let me show you Going Overboard with Adam Sandler, or Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler. Let me show you Movie 43, or Inappropriate Comedy. Let me show you Copper Mountain, a Jim Carrey joint from the 80s, which is just a glorified ad for a ski lodge. I mean, let me show you the Seltzer Burger, Seltzer Bottle, whatever the fuck movies, like Meet the Spartans, and Epic Movie, and Date Movie, and Dry Hump Movie, and Tit Movie, whatever the hell they did after that. Let me show you, I mean, hell, I'd rather watch this than The Animal with Rob Schneider, or The Hot Chick, might be My Hot Dick, in Rob Schneider's mouth, the movie. Well, go watch The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider. Go watch Nick Swardson, Bucky Larson, Born to be a Buttfuck, or whatever it's called. Go watch, how many you want me to name? 10 or more? Is there a limit? Now, if you want to take movies in general, go watch Bigfoot County, or Alien Origin, or I can name a couple other horrible found footage movies. How about Feeders? Feeders 2, The Star Crystal. Not the Dark Crystal, the Star Crystal, where an orange blob become killing people on a spaceship and then reads an electronic Bible and then becomes a fucking Jehovah's Witness ready to knock on your door. And then the end of the movie has a song either by Velma or Daphne from the Scooby-Doo cartoon singing Whisper of a Star. You want to talk about bad movies? Go watch those Sci-Fi Channel movies. Donald Croft versus Super Tater, Gator versus Super Bitch versus Brie Larson, or whatever the fuck. Go watch those. I mean, hell, the films I've fucking talked about, like, why is it not coming to the Godfrey Ho films and fucking, that's what I'm coming at with this. I'm like, this is a 2.4? I mean, 2.5? This is one of the worst films of all time? At worst, it's mediocre. At worst, you could call it a mediocre comedy. That you could every year find multiple films about a guy meets a girl and then they don't like each other, then they end up falling for each other at the end of the movie. There's nothing in this that is so god-awful that makes it result to one of the worst fucking films of all time. Give me a fucking break. Again, I like Ben Affleck. I like Jennifer Lopez. Because they were in love, I thought they actually worked together and had a couple of good scenes with each other. The actor playing the mentally handicapped guy, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not knowledgeable on that field of what is the right performance for a person who is mentally handicapped or not. I'm not the guy to make the right call. So whether it's an over-the-top performance or I don't know. I know that the character at times annoy me a bit. And to be perfectly honest, you did not need to make the character mentally handicapped. I think one of the biggest flaws of the script is doing that, because there's no reason for it. It could just literally been normal. And I know it's the wrong way to put normal, because when you say normal, that makes it seem like a slight. But no, I'm saying if anything is this, I'm trying to word it because I don't want to offend anyone. Because I do know people who have people, friends, family, who are mentally handicapped. I see this movie and I go, I don't really know why this character is mentally handicapped. It doesn't do anything to the story. Seems like the only reason it's here is to try to get some laughs, and to be honest, those are if there's any cringy parts, I would say maybe it's those. And other times I'm like, whatever. I've seen other people do 10 times worse when they're trying to play a mentally handicapped person. Other than that, Ben Affleck's character got some chuckles out of me. When he's trying to be a badass, I am the Sultan of Slick. I am the rule of fucking cool. Or he keeps talking to Jennifer Lopez. Listen, I'm the bull and you're the cow. Like, he's trying to be like a New Yorker. There's, I would say my favorite part of the movie is when he's in the mirror and he's trying to talk himself up. It's like, you fuck with the bull, you get the horn. Yeah, that's the bull. Yeah, that's the bull. You want to see the horn? You want to see the horn? Yeah, that's the bull. That's the bull. You get the fucking horns. I thought that was pretty damn funny. And I liked Ben Affleck's character. Jennifer Lopez I thought did fine. Christopher Walken has a weird one-scene role as a detective. That was pretty weird. I mean, you could call it bad. I call it weird and bad, but it was interesting bad. Because of some of the lines. Put ice cream on your head. I bet if I put ice cream on your head, you tell him to slap your brains out trying to get it. And there's one point where he says sure. The word sure, and the most weird alien. If a xenomorph could talk, even he could not make the word sure sound as strange as Christopher Walken did. Sure. But I mean, I remember it, and I'm like, which maybe that counts as a laugh. So if that was the point, I guess it kind of did its point. I was waiting for that character to come back, but Christopher Walken's character, after that one scene, never comes back. So I'm like, well, that's strange. There's a bit where this woman comes in who is Jennifer Lopez's ex. And of course she thinks that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are fucking. By this point they're not. And I did like Ben Affleck. Oh, how about I throw you the fuck out? Okay, listen, this is some lesbian tall circle time. And again, I'm not going to sit here and call this a great movie. I mean, there's some cringy shit. When Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are getting together and I don't buy... It's not that I don't buy the chemistry. Writing-wise, you haven't bought me that all of a sudden J-Lo's here is supposed to be Dave, but he falls for Ben Affleck. I'm like, you haven't really succeeded in that. And then she goes, hey, it's turkey time, gobble gobble, as in, hey, you don't do something? You know, let's see if you're good enough. But yeah, I like the two leads. For the most, there's some cringy stuff, and then other stuff like, alright little scenes here, alright little scenes there. Al Pacino as a mob boss, he's only in it for like 5-10 minutes. Still cool to see him in there. I thought Pacino did fine as this mob boss who talks to our two leads and this other guy that hired them. And plus, did you get a chance to see Al Pacino rage and get pissed off? This is the 21st century! He doesn't say it like that, but I didn't want to fuck up my voice, because if I try to yell like Al Pacino, my voice will be gone. Because you can't rage like Tony Montana. Ooh-ah! Yeah, I'm gonna do that, but this is the 20th fucking first century! So, I mean, again, you got Pacino raging and being pissed. That's a plus for me. One scene, Christopher Walken being weird. Christopher Walken, I'm down for that. I like Ben Affleck. I don't mind Jennifer Lopez. And once in a while, there's a moment that made me smirk. Like when they visit Ben Affleck's mom's house. I thought that actress, which I've seen that actress before. I know I've seen her in other movies. I like that little scene. I did in the scene with Ben Affleck in front of the mirror. The movie ends harmless enough. That's what I mean. I will never classify this as a underrated film. I would never classify this as a great film. I would never classify this as even that good of a film. I think it's an okay to mediocre flick. I just know, I'm sorry, I'm not going to subscribe to the hype of this being one of the worst fucking films of all time and at 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb. I think if you like Ben Affleck like I do, it's worth a watch. If you don't like it, cool, but one of the worst fucking films of all time, one of the worst comedies of all time, an F. A C, I would understand. C minus, I understand that. And, a 5.0 out of 10 on IMDb, I can understand that. A 2.5, again, because of one of the worst ever, I could show you 100 movies off the bat. I could name 1,000 films that are worse than this. People think I'm over-exaggerating. I'm not kidding. I'd rather watch this than Alien 3. Rather watch this than Speed 2. Rather watch this than The Last Jedi. Or The Rise of Skywalker. Or The Force Awakens. They didn't fuck up... Hey, Han Solo, you want to get, fucked in the ass? Okay, hey, Luke Skywalker, you want to die? Okay, you did. Hey, Ellen Ripley, you want to fuck a doctor who's bald and got a barcode and then die? Alright. The Predator, fuck me with an aardvark, is worse than this. Fucking Bulletproof 2 that I saw this year. Way worse than this. You want to see, that's action, but it's comedy. Supposedly. Bulletproof 2. I reviewed on here. Don't know what it is? Check out my review. That's way worse than this. But yeah. That's just my thoughts on Gigli. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'm sure this will be a review that people either don't watch, don't comment, or be like, what the fuck, Matt? But it's not that good, but it's not nearly as fucking bad as people make it out to be. I'm sorry. I think it's okay. Maybe because I'm a big Ben Affleck fan. Maybe because, for the most part, I'm like, this is just harmless. A little bit of fluff. I don't see what the big deal is, but maybe that's just me. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.